I'm trying to figure out how to start this video. This video is of a warning of something that is to come. Not only is it a warning, it is basic facts about what occurs during this event. So therefore you can be appropriately informed. And then you can look up any information after the fact to validate the information if you look at the right resources. Remember, there's a lot of people out there that copy and paste information. There's a lot of people also talking that don't really know anything. Which am I? I don't know. Which do you prefer to believe? You should believe. After all, I am more than just your typical gypsy. I am more than just your typical mystic seeker. For I am the one who talks to the other side and give them a voice. For I am Spirit's bride. But anyhow, so you really should believe. The things I say are very true and can be backed up, and other information can be found. But once this occurs, it'll be a little late, but if you look back, you'll be able to see I tried to warn you numerous times. But this one's big. It's getting ready to happen. It's getting ready to happen soon and fast. And you all need to know about it. And again, it's getting dark, and I need to prepare myself for this conversation. So the next time I turn this on, it might be darker. But just think, in other spirit box messages, even they've tried to tell you what I'm about to tell you. What is that? Well, if the title of this video did not give it away, you'll soon find out in just a moment. What I'm about to talk about is not necessarily an easy topic. One, it's not easy to talk to a camera. Two, it's not easy to talk when there's nobody around. Three, because of the magnitude of the situation for what it is, for what's coming. And I don't know how to stress more to everybody that this is big. This is real. And not only have I attempted to tell you before in other ways, which didn't work out, probably because of the way I was portraying it. But I'm going to try to be forward with you on this and kind of go from there. There might be a second part to this one where I might be a little bit more, that'd be then. I don't feel it yet, but that doesn't mean I won't work to it because of what it is. Now, I'm going to start by telling you this news, why it's so big, why is it so important, and it's bad news. It really is. But it's something that everyone needs to be aware of. And I wish you could wake up now and realize it now, not after the fact. But I'm going to warn you and tell you anyhow. Well, it's not really a warning. I'm telling you. Because I know for a fact that this is getting ready to take place. And what you just heard was my lovely fire. And remember, spirits speak in many ways. So, with that in mind, my warning, again, it's not even a warning, oh my goodness. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to get you prepared. I'm trying to help you to realize. And it's big news, and it shouldn't be taken lightly. And when you hear it, please continue to watch. Don't walk away because it sounds too big to believe, because I'm telling you. Not just me, apparently even my child is trying to warn you and tell you the same thing. See, I keep using the word warn, but I'm not trying to warn you. This will happen. And for so many reasons, it's technically taken place. But that's beside the point right now. Right now, the point is that Hawaii is going to go under. Spirit boxes have tried to tell you it numerous times over. Not just on my stuff, on other people's things too. I've heard it because I do look at other people's things. Anyhow, my videos, and I got a lot of them up there. And remember, my moods are doing this. I was going through a mourning process on some of them. Other things, you got to realize the magnitude of things that end up coming at me. What it is I am actually going through. Anyhow, and I've tried to warn you of the wave. I've tried to warn you of the earthquake. And they're trying to get your attention too. They're trying to get you to wake up. Because he's said in other videos, you know, guns half cocked. Come on now. Anyhow, yeah, because they're really trying to get you to wake up too. What I'm trying to tell you is that an asteroid is going to come in and it's going to hit in the ocean. And when it hits, it's going to hit on the outside of California. And when that happens, there will be several effects. The first one that we need to be taking quick warning of, well, there'll be earthquakes too, but there's going to be a huge wave that's going to rush in and it's going to hit California. But then you got to consider where this hits. And it's going to have a rippling effect that's going to go out to other places. But what you need to take notice to and great heed to is the fact that Hawaii will be in a direct area to where the waves will be so big by the time it reaches that point that Hawaii and all of the surrounding islands will be going under. This is not a joke. I am really trying to get you ready for what is to come. And they have tried and they are tired of telling you and trying to tell you the same thing. I have attempted to tell you in other ways. But this isn't the big asteroid that's coming. But this is one that is coming. This is just like this ain't the wedding ring, but this is my diamond ring and Twinkle Little Star. But this is more like the promise ring. When you think about the size of this one, because there's others to come that are going to be way bigger than this. But this one, the effects will cause Hawaii to completely go underwater. But then there's bigger effects you need to be aware of about what's going to happen when the water comes into us, into California, and as it travels along. Because the waves will be different because of the way it hits the land. But I can explain that to you, and then you can look up science. Science will help validate everything I know and that I am telling you. But you also need to be aware of where this smaller one's going to be hitting. When it hits, it'll be hitting in an area that's going to cause the crust to fracture. Because it's going to hit in a fault line area. And because there's already that natural pressure there, it's going to be like a little triggering. Like when you hit a joint and there's a reflex. That's like what this is doing. This is a reflex for everybody. But spirits are having a big part in this. And you should be aware of it. Because there's more to come after this. This is the get on board, wake up, come on. Let's get going, start believing, start knowing. Because it's tick-tock, time is quickly running out and everyone's on this time. And that time ain't working, I don't think so well anymore. When everything is attempted to warn you. Other people everywhere having certain dreams and foreseeing this. But the trick is, I see it in very clear detail. I have seen it over and over and over and over again, allowing me to see many different aspects. I know for a fact that this is getting ready to take place. So with that in mind, I've done a little bit more talking without giving you some info. So, here's some I would like to show people, you guys. My daughter drew a drawing. She, gotta get this stuff to clear off. I don't know if you can see this, but she drew a drawing. And in that drawing, looks just like California. And then she ended up taking the drawing back. Here's the drawing again one more time, right before she took it back. Because she said, Wait, I'm not done. It's not done, Mommy. It's not done. She kept calling this my flower, is what she called it. But anyhow, so she took it back and she said, when she gave it back to me, she says, ding dong. And I asked her what that was, and she said, that's your star. And this is what she drew. And I said, that's my star? She's like, wait, Mommy, I have a song for you. And she goes, Jesus lied, Jesus cried, Jesus ride or die. And I was like, that's your song? And she's like, yes. And then she went on about her playing. And it was like, okay. But for me, I realize and I know my child knows things even without her realizing what it is she knows. She's also talked about the wave. She's talked about other things when she was 2. And I've foreseen this coming and so many other things. But this is what's happening, getting ready to happen right now. She even drew you California and showed you where. I knew without her knowing that I knew that's where it hits. Are you joking me? And remember the accuracy that she did this in, and consider the size. And that's technically small, but consider that hitting out there. And what you literally call the ripple effect. What happens when an asteroid hits the water? You get tidal waves. It has a rippling effect. And it'll be so big when it hits certain areas all along our western coast. But remember, the biggest, oh no warning is that Hawaii and all the other islands will not technically stay afloat when this comes through. The waves will be so big by the time it reaches that distance that all of Hawaii and the surrounding islands are going under. It's not just Hawaii. And I know this because other ancestral spirits from Hawaii have came through and talked to me. And it was very fascinating. It was a really interesting experience. But even they tried talking to me about this exact event because spirits have a way of knowing things that people forget that they can. But the thing is that even though they might get fragments or bits or pieces and they might mess up some information, I know. And mine's been repetitively the same over and over and over again. For I have known many things before they have happened. I knew how old my child's father was going to be when he died. I knew what was going to happen before it took place. I knew my child was alive even though the system tried to say he wasn't. I knew what my rights were when I lost everything when my child's father died. I knew about the process of changing mail and other things, but stupidly enough, nobody's ever wanted to listen to me on any of those things. And there's been other things. I even talked about COVID before COVID happened. And COVID does end up mutating in the beef. If I was you, stop eating the beef. This is not the first time I've told you. Anyhow, back to what this is about. Hawaii having the hardest hit effect. And it's not going to be just something that a boat is going to save everyone. You have to consider what's going to happen when this comes through. The debris that's going to end up being in the water as it's coming over the land, the size of the wave, the power, the force, everything that comes along with a tsunami wave of this size, this tidal wave of the magnitude of what it will be, and what's going to end up happening. Anyhow, so you see my daughter's pictures. Look at that. California. Now let's go back to her picture again real quick. California. I'll try to include a side-by-side right here so you can see them next to each other. She did California. And it's so interesting that she knew what I knew without her knowing this. And she's only 4 people. She could barely write her ABCs, let alone draw an intentional picture like that. But she did. Because she's gifted as well. Anyhow, it's very important. And I guess I'm going to wrap up this video with that. But I feel like there's more I want to say, but this has gone on for a minute. Maybe I'll make another video and use parts of this video in that one. I don't know. But it's like trying to talk to you guys about what I know that's going to happen. Because I've seen it in so many ways. It literally makes my stomach turn because it's so huge. And I've been trying to warn even other people out there for a while. And I know for a fact that their spirit box messages are warning them of this event too. So then why ain't nobody listening? I mean, is it really going to take this happening to wake anybody up? Sadly, it looks to be the case. Not enough will wake up before it happens. And there'll be great devastation. But it's not over. This is just one of many things getting ready to take place. But remember, along with the wave that happens when the meteor, asteroid, whatever you want to call it, the comet comes in and hits, it will also be triggering earthquakes. And you have those effects to take too. And again, this really is not a warning. I'm telling you this is going to happen. Please. Do something. If you're in the area, get the heck out. If any part of you believes that there is something more to everything in life, listen and get the heck out. If you're in Hawaii, get out. If you're on the coast where the size of the wave is going to end up affecting you, get out. I'm serious. And you'll know that I tried to tell you, because this better be still posted.